New week, new middle of the arena, but of course I'm not letting you down and actually giving you a proper arena guide, this guide. I'm Katsuma Gaming. Let's check out what are we supposed to play this arena. And before we do that, first please go down to the comment section and let me know what team are you using and what rank you have, because there might be some people out there who are like, I still don't have all the units you recommend, what the hell am I supposed to play? So, you can just go to the comment section hopefully and see if there are other teams that some people use that you could potentially copy that have a decent rank. So, be nice to the community and actually let them know what you're using, because I am letting you guys know what I'm using with all the details you need to hopefully successfully copy the same run. First, before we check out what I play, quick information about the boss. He deals wind attacks, he takes reduced physical attacks, so you kind of want to run a magical teams, right? It says he's weak to poison and haste, but again, we're kind of ignoring that, and physical attacks are harder to use. Also, nothing too crazy. Just the typical stuff we expect from a boss who's made for mage units, pretty much, right? Okay, first up, let's quickly take a look at the top teams and see what kind of units they use. And oh my god, what a surprise guide, right? Totally not. Top teams all consist of the two new units, Detective Yunyun Fes Aqua, as well as Funidodo, which is probably still one of the best, or not the best, fire unit that we're having, together with a Megumin to use ray gun or her ulti explosion, whatever. And this time we actually use the Eye Patch Megu or second anniversary Megu, Mysterious Adventure Megu, whatever you want to call her, right? Simply for the fact that she has CDR, and CDR is really, really valuable in that team. But if you don't trust me, we can just scroll through here and you'll see all the top teams pretty much look the same. There might be a little bit difference between, like here's Fes Megumin, here's the all a little bit different, but all in all, most teams are the same. You can see if you don't have Yunyun, you can use Wiz, which I said it before in the banner guide. Detective Yunyun is just the better Xmas Wiz. And with that, you can also still use Xmas Wiz to great success, but Yunyun should, generally speaking, outperform the Wiz. Speaking of other units that you can use here instead of these units, I looked through the ranks a little bit just to see if I can find some other replacements for the other units. I actually saw a lot of people just either not using any Kamikos and, for example, using Summer Veneer, or actually saw a person use OG Kamiko or something like that. So you can get away without having Kamiko, you can get away without having Yunyun, you can get away with having neither of those two Megumins, aka Fes and Ani 2 Megumin. You can, worst case, just use, the original Megumin. It will be worse, 100%, but it's usable, it's doable, because with Yunyun/Wiz and Funidodo, you have so much gauge up in your team that you can just force your Megumin into getting her ray gun off. Worst case, use a target trade in her so she can explode a little bit earlier and just use her personal weapon. So if you fall below 70% HP, it's not that big of a deal. The big problem here is, what unit can you use as a replacement for Funidodo? Because let's be real here, there is really not a good possible solution. The only other two Rashford units that we have for fire are Sally physical units, aka we could in theory use Mate Leah, right? She is a physical Rashford unit who actually has pretty decent ultis. Like, you can in theory run her to give you CDR, which is again greatly appreciated in that team, or you can use her as a speed boost unit. Again, Funidodo would also be that. So just making your team tanky with her ulti 1 version 2, providing the Rashford and stuff like that, is a decent replacement. Her damage will be way lower than, of course, Funidodo's, but it is in theory doable. The other one that we have is, of course, Fast Elisa. Again, Fast Elisa has also some great ultis. Her biggest problem is that she does not have a speed boost, so you would need to look around how you can play around that. Because, for example, if you use Kamiko and Wiz, they both have an ulti that can buff and give themselves a speed boost, so maybe you could play around that, but it will be a lot harder if you don't have Funidodo. But yeah, pretty much, if you don't have Funidodo, look for a Rashford unit, look for a speed boost unit, and check if you have any of the two buffers, aka Xmas Wiz or Detective Yunyun, as then your main DPS plus team buffer, and just see how you can play around it. with that out of the way, let's talk about my team as you just saw in the background. My team consists of Xmas Wiz, because I sadly don't have Detective Yunyun, Funidodo, the one good fire mage I actually have, Anniversary, 2 eye patch Megumi, again when you call it, and that's right, Fes Aqua slot 4. I actually used this team, I think, the last Fire Arena when Funidodo came around, with a little bit of an improvement by actually using the eye patch Megumi here. Assist is, again, to no one's surprise, just Area's assist with the fire scroll to boost the fire damage if your team is 70% HP or above, which is easily doable with my Fes Aqua here, no doubt. And then we have Battle Kazuma for the team passive trait to boost my fire damage by 6%. Again, if you don't have him, there is a 3-star Welfare Cielo that boosts fire damage by 3%. You can also just exchange her from the Goddess shop, worst case, if you don't have her, which is a great replacement. Otherwise, just use any unit that gives you a 3% magic attack boost, aka, for example, New Year Wiz, and I think Bikini Megumin also would do that, but of course if you use a Megumin on the front, it's a little bit harder to use, so it's a little bit harder with these units right now, but that's why I just think the punching Fire Cielo here is the best replacement for you. 3% fire damage boost straight out of the box is still pretty decent. Okay, strat here is rather simple. We want to try to get Migu to explode as soon as possible, that Fes Aqua can come in. And while she's not doing a lot of damage, she first up makes sure your team stays above 70% HP, or at least Funidodo, she can't really heal with, right? She has gauge up, so you can spam your ulti more often and allow Funidodo to mostly loop her Rashford ulti. And also, of course, make Wiz be able to keep the magic attack up the whole time. And she has good CDR, which again, Funidodo greatly appreciates, Wiz greatly appreciates, and would be even better with Detective Yunyun, but again, I can just use what I have. So yeah, that's the team I came up with. It works really great. Again, if you haven't seen it already, my current rank is rank 43, which I think is pretty decent for not having the 2 new units that you are supposed to use this arena. So this team can still work great. Of course, it can work even better if you A, get more crits and aqua procs, B, if you want to go with the risky strat, aka using Megumin's ulti 1 version 2 and pray you crit with that, because that would be even more damage than ray gun. And you know, just maybe a little smoother rotation. And for the actual run, I'm just switching over to a recording of my YouTube live stream, because I just did this run today on stream and got a pretty good run, I would say, with a little bit of a new strategy. So I'm just going to show you the video here. The audio will be muted, so you will still hear the normal arena background music. Sorry for that, but now I can just focus on explaining every detail of the run without being too focused on my actual gameplay. Sub-wise, 1 gauge up on Megumin to get her to ult faster, 1 gauge up on Funidodo, and for Wiz just pure damage, because we have enough gauge up with this team, right? Okay, we are starting off by letting both enemies hit, because we need, as best case, 2 hits here on the Megumin to get her to explode at a really good time. And the first skill we actually want to use here is the double hit from Funidodo, I think, because it provides a speed boost. It should be strong enough to kill the first wave, and you know, just allows Megumin to instantly use the CDR, just so we can get Funidodo's speed skill back up as soon as possible. Again, click the skill, press auto, that way the skill will get used instantly on the next wave. Here in the second wave, we wait for the next mob to hit and just pray that he hits Megumin again, because we so far just get 1 hit. And then use Megumin's second skill here into Funidodo's AoE gauge up and Wiz's gauge up. This should be almost enough to get Wiz to ult. If she gets hit enough, it will be exactly enough to ulti. Worst case, just use a single target skill like here. It's totally fine. It's actually good to use it that way, I think. Then we speed up, wait for right before the boss is ready to attack, and then use Wiz's ulti into Funidodo's ulti into a Megumin basic. This allows her to get a buffed ulti in, delay Funidodo's ulti a bit, which means the Rashford will last a little bit longer, and the first hit will also provide the first gauge for our team again. Then here we use the double hit, then Megumin CDR, because Wiz's skill are not ready yet. And here's now a point that I want to explain real quick. You can see I'm barely ready to ult, so either my Megumi needs to get hit, which she luckily did for me, which is really, really good here. But if that does not happen, you can see Wiz cooldown is at 2 seconds. Just wait for Wiz's gate jump, which is actually the best thing you can do here. So we can 5-turn her single target skill, and that should be enough for your Megumi to get the gate jump. With that low of HP, I think it's actually better to use a personal weapon just to boost her ray gun damage even more. In my case, she's below the 70% HP, so the fire damage boost gets lowered, and with that her ulti is not as strong as it could be. So, you know, in that case, unlucky I guess, but it's still a pretty good run, and it's a thing to improve on the future runs. You can see it's only 470k instead of like 450k that you can get. Also, keep in mind it's important that Funidodo's fire damage boost is still up here. Then we just use Wiz's double skill into Aqua CDR, which allows us to get the fire damage boost up again, get the gauge up in, and also it's just to loop our stuff better. Now the double hit to get the speed boost on Aqua. Boss ulti should give us Aqua ulti here, which we can then use to apply the tier 3 magic defense down. I think using Aqua's ulti here first and then Wiz basic is the better thing. Just auto here to get the ulti in from Funidodo using air assist so we can get our skills better. This is also a great thing to do that a lot of people don't know. You can use air assist to make timings of ulti buffs better. So for example, we delayed a bit in the first ulti of Funidodo, so now we could loop our second ulti. But since we used our second ulti right at the moment when we can, it means it will really likely, or 100% I think, run out before we can use our next ulti. But now, by actually using Ares Assist, we're getting 1 full turn extra, which means 1 turn earlier, in theory, that we can ult. And with that, we should be able to actually use Funidodo's ulti on time if we want to. Of course, we can also just let it run out, wait for 2 turns on Funidodo to be ready, and then just ult again to guarantee us the next ulti to be in time. And from here, it's just, you know, pretty much play Stratos all the time the same, aka use all the skills as often as possible. You can, in theory, wait 1 or 2 turns with Wiz's ulti if you want to have a smoother rotation. Here I wait for Wiz's second skill before CDR into Funidodo's double hit. As long as the speed boost is still there, everything is fine. That's the only thing we care about. You're also switching over to Funidodo, pausing just to check the timers calming down. Here you can see damage run out, but it's fine. We just then ulti, and as I said before, you can now use the Reshred CDR ulti here on time again, with the Reshred still being up. It's a great combo. You saw a big crit here from Wiz that was really juicy, not gonna lie. Aqua proc finally proc really good. I think here's actually one of the time where I use skills while the gauge is still full on Wiz. This was actually a little bit misplayed. I could have just timed the stuff better here. So the speed boost went out a little bit late, which I think in the end could potentially cost me 1 more skill of those. But we have to see how it goes. But yeah, you can see you don't need to ult all the time directly. If you can use a skill, potentially use the skill first before actually attacking with Wiz to increase your damage. Second Aqua proc here, really nice. Should last long enough to actually boost Funidodo's ulti here. Waiting with the heal for the boss to attack so we can instantly bring Funidodo back up to enough HP. Also really key here. Here was really depending on if I should ulti first or use the single target. I decided to use the basic into Funidodo ulti to reapply the Reshred into Wiz a single target, just to make that do as much damage as possible. Because you saw Wiz a single target did more damage than Funidodo's ulti, so losing the 4 seconds of CDR for the 5 turn here, I think, is potentially worth it. And yeah, again, just, you know, move with the skills, use them as soon as possible. Here, heal again to make sure Funidodo is high enough. I actually waited here for the first heal proc to come off. So she gets in theory double healed and is now fully ready. I'm not sure if this is the best timing for the second air assist. I just used it here because I still had it left at 5 seconds. I think I misplayed slightly here. I could have just used the Funidodo basic into Funidodo ulti and then other stuff. but it should still be fine, I think. Wiz should not be able to get both skills in here anyway. Aqua basic first, just to see if we can get another Aqua proc here before using Wiz's single target skill. And there we go. That is the run with my team. 18,236,600 damage. You can see a lot of damage is 100% Funidodo, but Wiz is actually surprisingly not too far behind. It's actually really POC. Again, if you have Yunyun, it will be just more damage, I guess, since Wiz is a little bit RNG dependent with the HP condition on a single target skill, which means you sometimes need to use a basic to keep the HP up. Meanwhile, Yunyun just has the nuke double hit on her skill all the time, no matter what. So I think Yunyun should be able to outperform that and maybe even top the damage to Funidodo, since Funidodo need to reapply a rash red herself and stuff like that, which means she's a little bit lower on the damage side, but still great. And again, Megumin almost 500k alone just with the ray gun. So again, if you either get lucky here with the targeting, or preferably you use the personal weapon if that happens, should be even more damage. I'm not really sure which of the two weapons is the best or which rotation is the best. I think waiting for Wiz's gauge up is totally fine, and with that, maybe actually use your skills earlier and don't wait to get hit, so you can potentially keep the HP condition up and still get to ulti off. This was just my idea and trying to see if it works, like getting Megumin to ult earlier with the hits, saving the gauge up for Aqua, so Aqua Seal can come in early and stuff like that, which surely did something. I'm just not sure if that is worth the damage loss on Megumin here. So, you know, try around a bit, see what works best for you, and hopefully you should be able to get a pretty good run with that team, even if you don't have the new units. So again, if this video helps you out, please like, subscribe, let me know in the comments, are you running this team? Or again, what is your team, what is your rank, so other people can maybe check it out. Please do it. I know a lot of people would love to have other persons as references for what they are using and how they are performing, so they can also just, you know, discuss, hey, what kind of rotation you do, what kind of subs you use, because again, subs, earrings, all like that can make a lot of differences, especially in how a run plays out. So that would be amazing. And of course, as I said before, the top team run will come either tomorrow or Friday. I don't know if I have time tomorrow with CCC releasing, which I probably also will be streaming on twitch.tv/KatsumaGaming, and of course here on youtube.com/@KatsumaGaming. So if you're curious about Zenless on Zero, check out the stream. I would love to see more of you people there. And of course, you know, join the streams as well to see live arena runs like this, so you can react like the chat there with POC, GG, and stuff like that. It's always cool to have you there and be hyped with me about a run. Please check it out. I would appreciate it. And good luck with your runs. Good luck with the week. And of course, good luck on Friday with your sum session. See you then, guys. Bye.
だから一緒に生き